What up, Sag? I had Gemini's done, so I figured I'd do yours. I usually do that. Whatever sign I do, I'll try to do the sign that's opposite that one. Let me speak a little bit louder, because I don't know. I have Kurangden playing in the background. Alright, so Sag, how are you doing? I did write some things down before I actually started your reading. I had some songs pop up into my head. I had some things come up that I had to really take note of into my own head and into my own mind. I got something that said, hard to leave, easy to miss. So maybe you guys might be finding yourselves without something that you probably felt like you couldn't do without, or couldn't live without, couldn't be without, couldn't last without, wouldn't pass without. I also got absolutely not, right? Do you know that song? Is it Deborah Cox? Should I wear my hair in a ponytail? It's Pride Month, you guys. Yeah, so absolutely not about something, right? So no compromises, really. I feel like you're not making about something very definitively. Maybe it's something that you felt like, you've thought about, or you've already experienced, or it's some energy that you already know or you recognize. Okay, you're familiar with it. So you're saying absolutely not. I'm not going to have that same thing happen again to me, even if it is with someone different. You're very serious right now, but I feel like what you need to do is go out dancing, and I put like for real in parentheses. Even if it's just for like 1 hour or 2 hours, and one evening. Okay, yeah, because I feel like you're pretty defensive about some things that you might just be feeling like you're fending off a few things, right? It's kind of like how you're relating to this experience of these challenges and these obstacles that you might be facing, right? You're committed to, making the tough decisions and doing the things that you feel like are going to reveal more things to you as you're going. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you're discovering things as you're going. You're just kind of like taking things as they come, taking it as it comes. I feel, that type of thing. This is Mars and Leo. Mars is a planet of energy, and Leo is a planet of is a sign of energy that is constant. So you're constantly having to assert like this part of yourself. It's almost like you're constantly expressing your passions for something. It's almost like you might be feeling very passionate about the purpose that you feel uh you might be identifying with. You're identifying with the purpose passionately, and you're making critical decisions, and you're doing it on your own. And it might be a little bit overwhelming, but you're feeling like you can handle it on your own. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and cut these cords for you. Okay, Sag. Oh, damn, bitch. Sorry. Cause it's been coming up a lot, right? The tower, something needing to change, something coming in and just clearing things out so that you can rebuild something. There's definitely a move, maybe, some change, swift action that you might be taking. You might be dealing with a Capricorn, or you might be dealing with something just kind of like shifting all of a sudden. This could also be kind of like, you were holding back on something and then you were forced to make a change, or this change kind of like pulled the rug from underneath you, right? So that's what you feel like within this change. It's kind of like something coming in fast, of course, changing something that you were used to, that you were probably passionate about, or something that you identified with consistently, routinely, day to day in your everyday life. This thing is being taken away. Something that you have relied upon in your everyday life is now out of your control. Okay. So let me go ahead and lay them out because that's the card that's at the bottom of the deck. I can't stand to say that to you. Um, sure. I'm like, let me go ahead and do this cause and effect, child. It's gonna be the same. It's gonna be the same cards. They're just gonna be in a different spread. Okay. I have a lot of Sag placements, so I'm very random. I am very random at times. Just kind of like now. All right, so yeah, the tower's at the bottom. It's Mars, right? Destruction, facing something head on. You know what I mean? It's also kind of like definitely being aware of a responsibility that you have or something that you're faced with, right? You might be feeling like, you know, like you might be getting anxious about like just feeling like you are kind of, you don't know where you're going or something like that. This could have to do with travel or movement forward, you know what I mean? Igniting something, getting something, jumping. I'm just going to continue moving. It has to do with stability. Okay, star. Okay, star. This is Aquarius energy, okay? And this is kind of very much like that authoritative energy, yeah? But it's also the wish card. It's also the card of like really understanding like you know, even amidst all of these changes that might be coming in and might be destroying something for you, it might actually be for you to figure some things out for yourself that are going to help you change your perspective, right? Or maybe this is the universe coming in and forcing you to have to change your perspective about something, right? And like I said, it might have to do with travel, it might have to do with movement, and it might have to do with sudden movement in terms of like stability or foundation. So that could be your home. Uh, right? It could definitely be that. Also, you know, you might be ending things with a Leo, right? The star card opposes Leo. You got Mars and Leo. This is Mars, which is the tower, and that Leo card, the seven of wands, came up. So you may have been like dealing with a Leo in terms of like a relationship that you might have been in, or you might have been in a business partnership with a Leo. Some of you guys are feeling like there was someone that was a little bit too much for you and you had to probably end things. Or maybe there was some kind of, you know, battle. I feel like there was like a battle between two people in terms of like how you were relating to each other and how you were kind of like, responding and reacting to each other because this Mars energy is an action. It's a cause. You know, the cause of something. Something has caused this tower to fall. And it's funny because I was like, oh, are you going to do the ascendant spread or are you going to do the cause and effect spread? And I just decided to do the cause and effect spread. So here we are. Also, the star card is also talking about, you know, understanding that you've come to a place where it's time for you to realize what matters to you. Um, Also, what you're willing to do. It's also kind of like getting you to see where you may have lost control of a situation and now it's time for you to gain control again. You may have lost your confidence about yourself because of something coming in and being an obstacle that brought about the change. Or maybe the change brought about the obstacle for you, and the obstacle is now the place that you've come to, and you're having to spiritually enlighten yourself so that you can change your perspective. And I feel like you actually want to do this. You need to do this. You desire to do this. It's almost like you're taking a deep breath and you're exhaling, right? Because this is 17. This is the awareness of how you're going to move forward confidently, victoriously. Also, you know, just kind of like really cleansing your spirit. I feel like you might be cleansing your spirit of something that came to an end or something that was changed, a structure that was diminished or obstructed some kind of way. That's funny that I use that word. But, you know, you may have freed yourself from something and now you feel like, okay, now I feel like I am the authority now again, and I can do things the way I want to do them, but I have to consider how my perspective on things has changed, and I have to consider all of the different ways and all of the different options, all of the different possibilities, because there are many different ways for me to achieve here, and you are feeling good about that. So I think that right now you just kind of like need to nurture your spirit and nurture your soul, and also just kind of like remind yourself of who you are. That really is also what this is saying too, because you may have forgotten who you were, in some kind of situation or scenario, or just in your environment that you were in that now you've taken yourself out of, or an environment that no longer is available to you or for you, right? This thing that you may have relied upon, right? Because it's also, it's Aries, it's Scorpio, it's Capricorn, that type of thing. The challenge that you're dealing with is Pluto. That's the Judgment card. This is freeing yourself, right? You've got the Tower here, which is Mars. You've got the Judgment card here, which is Pluto. They're both related to each other. It's aggression, it's desire, it's a need, it's a want, it's determination. You know what I mean? If the Tower was the oppression that has ended, or you have like been taken away from that, hey, how you doing? And if something has been taken away from you, thank you for watching. If the reading, if something has been taken away from you, it's kind of like this is allowing you to free yourself from that which was holding you back. And it's like really making those critical choices that are going to lead you to you're feeling free. You know what I mean? And you're not really holding on to the past. It's kind of like a need to let go. You desire to let go of something fully, really, like with your soul, with your spirit. It's a two. So it really is saying that the choice is yours. Are you going to continue to stay like held back and tied up and about with by your fear, in the places where you might have been disappointed in life, where you felt a lack of something? This is Scorpio and Aquarius energy. You might definitely be dealing with that Aquarius energy, that fixed energy. Pluto is passive aggressiveness. So that might be the challenge. Somebody might be being passive aggressive, you know what I mean? And that's what's holding you back from being free of something. It's like the pettiness or the passive aggressiveness, right? Or just feeling passive aggressive about something that changed that you had no control over, that now you find yourself at a standstill, right? Because now it's over. You don't have anything to judge anymore. You don't have anything to be critical over. You don't have anything to control anymore. You don't have anything, that thing is done. So that's wonderful. I feel like now you've reached a place of freedom. There's some weight that's been lifted off of you. You know what I mean? It's almost like you can hear clearly now. Okay, and what you've been dealing with, okay, you've been dealing with that loss of something, that loss of an emotional commitment that you had towards something, right? Something that you had a really close tie to, something that you felt like you were willing to commit yourself to. You were willing to like follow the rules of something if it would have just worked out, but this thing didn't work out. The rules weren't being followed. There were the it was a little bit sour. That's what I'm getting. And this five is talking about conflict, and this is emotional conflict in how you felt about something, even though that thing has now been changed, right? So you got Mars, the Tower, right? Aries, Scorpio, Capricorn. And then you got Mars in Scorpio at the bottom of the reading, okay? And then you got Judgment here. So you guys are going through some transformative energy. Something could have changed for you. You could have tried to incite some kind of change and it didn't work out. Or you maybe try to, you know, um, initiate something, or you may have even tried to force something and it may have blown up in your face, kind of, or it may have just went the wrong direction and you may have lost control of that, and now it's like, okay, well, I was really looking forward to that. It was something you were really hoping for, because the fives do have to do with hope because it has to do with the passionate spirit, right? And the fives are talking about institutions. And when you devote yourself to an institution, you're doing so passionately and you're doing it from a spirited place. But right now it's saying that that thing has been, affected in a way where it has changed. And the five is talking about, the severity of the situation and how it has affected you of like consuming your own emotions through toxic ways of dealing with it, right? Because you're not it's like something has you by the neck, right? You got the Hanged Man. You've gotten four major arcana cards here, so this is some really really direct energy from spirit. I don't know how many people are in the room right now because I can't even really see that. But I'm just gonna keep going. I'm talking to people, but I can't see it. It's weird. So yeah, this five might have to do with a home. It might have to do with a change of residence, right? It might even have to do with some a family member perhaps. Could be a death, something happening in the family, death of a family member. Maybe a family member is sick. Maybe you got news of something like that. You know what I mean? Because the star card representing Aquarius is also Uranus energy, and Uranus is talking about surprises and sudden changes as well. You know. Um, Anyway, at the top of the reading you have at the top of the reading you have the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man is Neptune. And Neptune is also saying that, this is also allowing you to see things that you've never seen before in ways that you never thought that you would be able to see them. So that's kind of like what you have coming to you in the future, right? So there's some sort of spiritual enlightenment that you are going to encounter through your dreams or just through daydreaming. It could even be like interactions or encounters that you have with people that you don't know and energies that you experience when you're out in the world, right? And you're being affected, you're letting things come to you, you're going there. It could even be like when you like smoke or when you drink or when you do your shrooms or whatever it is that you're doing, you know what I mean? Anybody. But the hangman is also saying that you're practicing some vigilance and you're stepping back from a situation and you're allowing things to play out because as things unfold, things will start to gather and grow, and then you'll be able to see, really you'll see a bigger picture of things and you'll know what decisions and what actions you'll need to take moving forward, or when you decide to change to make the switch happen. Because the hangman is Neptune. Neptune is about to get ready to go retrograde in Pisces, which is its ruling sign. It's a planet of mutability. It's a higher octane of Venus. So this is saying that there's a deeper level, higher level of beauty here that is meant to be seen, right? Because it's saying spiritually something is being created that goes beyond your reach and you are not in control. And that's what this is talking about with this Tower card being here, with the Judgment card being here, saying you need to release yourself from something that you might have been controlled by or being held back by or may have wanted to be in control of. The Star card is saying take control of yourself spiritually, right? Understand that there is a key that is going to unlock something for you that you are going to be able to, read for yourself, see for yourself, right? And this card does talk about seeing something for yourself. You know what I mean? Because the five is related to the fifth house, and that's Leo, and that's talking about passionate, consideration for oneself. And this is saying that you need to have passionate consideration for yourself. You know what I mean? Definitely. Passionate consideration for yourself and understanding what it is that you need to get out of this change, right? All right. So let me go ahead and look at this air placement for you. That's Jupiter and Capricorn, and then you have the Page of Wands. Okay, so because you're dealing with having to like manage things in risky ways, you know what I mean? This could be finances. Let me see. Pro, please tell me he is going to contact me. Um, so this is the communication here. So you're dealing with things. you're dealing with things in risky ways here. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you're drawing a line of understanding of how you're going to manage your money. It's talking about managing your time, and it's talking about how you are going to also, you know, manage your body. It's almost like you need to plan better. You need to plan better. That's what I'm getting. You know what I mean? If you plan for what it is that you want to get done, or you want to see yourself get done, or it's like whatever you're inspired to do, then sometimes you have to write that stuff down so that you can be one step closer to making it happen. You know what I mean? And then things won't get sort of like out of control or far away from you. You know what I mean? You might have a lot going on. Some of you guys might even need a little bit of help in terms of like getting a lot of things done with work. You know what I mean? You might need someone to assist you in a project, right? Or you might need an assistant, or you might even need to be just under. It's like finances are an issue right now. You're thinking about those finances and how you're going to deal with them. You have the Page of Wands here, so I think that you actually have, you know, some very enthusiastic endeavors. You know, you're up for the challenge, whatever this is that you're faced with. You know, it's kind of like high risk, high reward, and you kind of know that. So you know that sometimes you might just have to take action. And hi, how are you doing? I'm just telling you guys, Sag. Sometimes you might just have to take action. You know, you might have to allow yourself to be emotionally overwhelmed by the risk of something, but still be willing to jump in enthusiastically and confidently, right? Because the Star card is here at the in the center of the reading, which is talking about confidence. The pages have gotten through the Ace through to the 10, so you have graduated, you have gotten to a point, but then now there's more for you to learn here. So this is actually quite exciting because it's a phase. It's a phase that is beginning for you, right? And you're taking on more responsibility, but you know, I feel like you're proud of that responsibility that you're taking on. And I think that, you know, there are going to be more things that are going to be revealed to you here moving forward in the future. You know what I mean? Because now you're free from the responsibility of feeling burdened by all of the oppression and all of the efforts and all of the things that you were feeling bound by a little bit. Okay, so now let's go into your water placement. These are your feelings and things like this. Okay, so you got Venus and Scorpio. So this is talking about toxic relationships and allowing those things to affect you emotionally, right? And you're seeing time and time again with the Saturn and Libra here that things are thank you, that things are not changing. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you're understanding that there's confusion and that you're being driven to be confused. You know, somebody might be actively confusing you in a relationship because they know that they can, or they know that they are, or they might be doing it so that they can kind of like slip and slide, you know, do whatever it is that they want to continue doing. You know what I mean? You are. Yeah, so I mean, like this 7 is talking about wanting to know the truth, wanting to be fair, wanting to express your feelings about what's not there. You know what I mean? And that you don't see where a situation might be going for you with something that you might be committing yourself to that may not be for your own good. You know what I mean? It may not be for your own just doing, right? And with this 3 of Swords here, it's saying that, you know, this 3 is related to the Empress, and it's talking about, you know, the only thing that's going to continue to be created out of this is more hard lessons that are being learned, because it's kind of like it's time for you to take a step back from the toxic relationships that you've been allowing yourself you know, you've been subjecting yourself to, right? You've got to create those healthy boundaries, okay? Right? Because there are some sensitive parts to you that you are allowing other people to maybe wreck, or you're just kind of like letting other people get too close too soon, you know? It's like that watery part of you wants to rush to the shore so that you can kind of like settle here. But then it's saying like every time that you feel like you want to do that, you get confused and then you start learning these harsh lessons about like, you know, it's kind of like, you know how people who keep throwing themselves in the same types of relationships with different people over and over again? You know, it's kind of like, wow. You've got to cleanse your spirit, right? You've got to understand that you are going to attach old emotions that you have about with old people to new people. So there's going to be an element of time here that is going to be a factor in how you're going to heal. You know what I mean? From like the difficulties of knowing that people were really trying to hurt you sometimes, right? Because we're talking about water here. We're talking, and you got the 7 of Cups, okay? Because of a toxic relationship, because of the confusion within that toxic relationship, because there were so many different difficulties, arguments, right? Because the 7 has to do with like relating and relationships, confusion that it's socially confused. Maybe other people were confused by you even being involved with this person in this relationship. You didn't understand why other people didn't support your decisions, right? They were clouding your judgment. It was really time for you to really learn the lesson here, whatever that was. Yeah, and leave and don't get involved with people at work. Don't get involved with people at work. Okay, so now let's look at your work placement. Watching my videos, I know sometimes I'm very quick with like my deliveries and then I'm on and I'm off, but I really do appreciate you all. I love my viewers, my providers. So in the work placement, this is kind of good. You got the Emperor, right? You got the Emperor, and that's talking about the awareness of like, the strict boundaries that you've set in place for yourself to achieve the things that you want to see yourself achieve, to see yourself build what it is that you want to see yourself build. You know what I mean? You are relying on your intelligence, right, and your skillfulness, and also like what your capabilities are, right, and you are letting those things sort of like come to the forefront, right, and really be present. Now, because of that, I feel like you might be rubbing some people the wrong way. I don't know why that is, but you have the moon in Aquarius here, and this is the 7 of Swords, okay? And the 7 of Swords is talking about like, you know, it's communication, but it's like miscommunication, right? It's almost a little bit kind of like not being able to make your decisions because you have false information, right? Somebody is giving you false information, right? And you're having to like be very kind of like stern with them, right? Authoritative. Okay? So you're trying to find out the truth about something, right? You're trying to get all of your I's dotted and your T's crossed. You're looking at the details of some documents, perhaps, and you're trying to catch discrepancies, right? Financial discrepancies, because it's the 7 of Swords in the Earth placement with the Emperor, and the Emperor is looking at things. He is aware of what the boundaries, the margins, you know what I mean? He's aware of everything that is involved in his kingdom, right? And what's involved in his kingdom is some foolery with the 7 of Swords, okay? And it has to do with money, it has to do with finances. It might just have to do with things having to be like bare or scrapped. I don't know. You might have to like destroy some documents or something like that, shred some papers. Some of you guys, um, if you have that, you might have to keep your eye and stay focused on your money, right? Look at that and make sure that you are noting all the details of that, right? Double checking things because you don't want anything to slip through the cracks, right? Because this is kind of like something slipping through the cracks here. You have to be the one with your eyes wide open, double checking, okay? Right? Because then, if something goes wrong, this is a 7, so it's related to the Chariot, which is the major arcana card number 7, and that's Cancer. So you don't want to let yourself, be bending the ass and then want to blame other people for something that you feel like you want to react to, right? Because we do have another 7 over here, and it has to do with Saturn and Libra. Saturn is exalted in Libra, so it's saying that, if you really look at the details here, okay, right? Don't get overwhelmed by things. Just take a deep breath, like I said in the beginning of the reading, and you'll be able to figure out what it is that, might be concerning you or confusing you. It's a conjunction. You're at a conjunction, and it's just kind of like when you get to the conjunction, because this is a conjunction here as well, right? This conjunction is going to really show you, the authority that you really are, and it may have to just do with you being very showing some authoritative prowess, okay, and elegantly dealing with some critical thinking and some critical details. That's just in your money, okay? And in your home, some of you might need to clean your home. Some of you guys probably been doing a lot of work. You've been being very responsible about work, and things have been slipping through the cracks at home, and now it's time to clean some things because 7 is related to the Chariot, which is Cancer, and Cancer rules the home, okay? Some of you guys might be feeling like something might be missing from your home that you noticed something was missing from your home. So you might be having some situations with some friends that you feel like probably stole something from you, okay? Because you got the 7 of Cups here in your water placement. In the water placement, that's Scorpio, that's Cancer, that's Pisces, that's illusion, that's lies, that's foolery. I said tomfoolery before. This is lies right here in the Earth placement, talking about something probably was taken from you. This is you realizing that, forming that in your head. This bitch really stole something from me. You know what I mean? Like that type of thing. I'm just saying. Honey. Absolutely not. Okay, look, let me keep going. All right, so one of your cards came up. Okay, and I like this energy here because it's kind of like, it's kind of compatible. It's sextile energy with the Sagittarius, and then, the air. It could be Gemini. It could be, it could be Libra. It could be Aquarius. You definitely have a lot of Aquarius cards here. You have some Libra cards here. Not very much Gemini, but you do have the 2 of Pentacles here, which gives us that idea of that Gemini energy, that duplication of something, right? So you're thinking about the duplication of something, maybe perhaps 2 people and juggling time that way between 2 people. It might be partnership, business partnership, or it might be partnering with somebody financially and that being overwhelming and having to make some difficult choices and decisions, but you're up for the challenge. You might even be needing to take out a loan, some of you. Somebody probably did, try to lie to you, I guess, basically, and you know that they lied to you because this is the truth about something, the harsh truth about something. This is talking about lies and hidden things because it's a 7 Cancer energy, but then it's also Scorpio, but then the Venus is there saying that something is taking the beauty out of it. You know what I mean? That control, somebody is controlling a situation. You know what I mean? That's what the Tower is. I'm really feeling like somebody feels like somebody took something from them. Oh, it's lie. Or someone broke something, right? And it wasn't a secret that they broke it, but they broke it and they may not want to pay for it. Just saying. A Scorpio. They up in here. They up in here. Okay, somebody does feel bad about it, though. About whatever it was that was lost or destroyed or broken. Okay, because something was broken, maybe not physically, but like psychologically, mentally, emotionally, something was broken. Someone's spirit was broken about something that someone was reckless about something. Okay, Sagittarius. All right, so at the top of the reading here in the fire placement, which is this is your energy right there. You have Saturn and Sagittarius. You know what I mean? This is you being squeezed very hard, very tightly, right? Saturn is teaching you a lesson, showing you, pushing you past your point, right? I am. I'm getting to it. I'm trying to do as many as I can. How far have we gotten here tonight? Oh, wow. I was on a roll. I'm almost done. So I'm going to do another one after this. And it might be Scorpio, y'all. Shout out to Mary Jane. Okay. So this ten of wands here is saying that you were feeling burdened by a situation that you were being taught a lesson in, and it might have dealt with a person, somebody that like probably absorbed all of your energy, right? The energy vampires, like those type of people. You know what I mean? And you just feeling burdened by it. It's like I'm dealing with all the stuff that I'm dealing with, and then when I come around you to actually have fun or do stuff that's good, I'm like feeling like I'm not having fun. You know what I mean? Like that type of thing. Right? So it's kind of like, with this 10, it's like something has gotten to a place of growth, of expansion, it's reached an extensive, right? This is an extensive feeling over time, a period of time of you just feeling overwhelmed by all of the responsibilities, or just by you maybe burning yourself out and you needed some help, right? You are aware of where you are aware of where you need to let go of some of the things that you haven't let go of yet, right? You got to put something down to pick something up. This 10 goes back to the ace. This is an opportunity for you to see where you can start from again. Push past this point. And you know what? You've got the 10 of wands here. You are going to push past the point, right? And this is the page of wands. There you go. Jupiter, right, which is the next card after the 10. So you're thinking about that. You're thinking about how you're going to draw the line and physically get from one place to the other for those of you who are moving. How are you going to financially back that? You know what I mean? Because you got to get the vehicle. You got to pay the movers. Or if you're doing the moving, you still got to get the vehicle and you got to make the time to do it. You got to, take off from work, all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And, if you're going into a business venture with a partner, or you feel like, you need to make some changes so that you can feel a little bit less of a burden by your responsibilities, then that's probably something that you need to do as well. Some of you guys even need to take a break so that you can decompress, right? Because that's what is here. The star card is here saying you do need to take a break and decompress because you have reached a conjunction. And the challenge is setting yourself up for, being open to the possibilities. That's what this is talking about. Being open to the possibilities, right? Being stepping up and allowing yourself to see where your potential lies, right? This is the old you. This is the old you. You're shedding skin. You know what I mean? And that's why you're here at this conjunction, right? That's why you got these Scorpio cards here. The old you, the tower, the old you, change it, right? It's like the old you. You're trying to hold on to all of this stuff that you've been doing. You've been doing it, right? Saturn and Sagittarius, you've been doing it for the long haul, going the distance with something. And now it's almost like you're changing things up, right? Because the Page of Wands is here at the beginning of the reading in the air placement, which is the card that comes right after this Ten of Wands. But you do have another page, which is still fitting, right, next to the Ten of Wands, because you got a 10 and then it goes into a page, but it's like your perspective has changed about how you're going to do something or how you're going to get something done. And it's almost like you're pulling up your bootstraps, right? And it's like the hardware, right? You know what I mean? It's like the elbow grease. You're really doing the work. You're getting the work done. You flip the table, honey. All right, now you got to pick up all the cups and the glass. Okay, right? In the Page of Swords, this is a person that is well and ready to learn and enthusiastic. It has an opinion about things. It has questions too. So you have questions, you know what I mean? And somebody might have questions for you of how they can help you. You know what I mean? If somebody's asking you how they can help you, then you better tell them. You know what I mean? Because they're noticing something, right? They can see you struggling, this person, okay? Or maybe this is you like releasing the struggle, releasing the struggle that you're challenged by, okay? And allowing yourself to see a brand new perspective that is going to make you feel a lot lighter, and it's going to make you approach whatever it is that you are doing, right? Because the pages are definitely doing things. They're going about a process, and they're at the beginning phase of a process. It's like a new beginning for you, right? You have a couple of new beginnings here, right? As well as, the new beginning that is the Page of Wands is tied to this Ten of Wands, right? So over time, something has been happening, and now you're delegating things, right? You're processing things in a different way. You're asserting yourself in a different way. You're adapting. You're making changes, right? Right. You're initiating things. Okay. You're managing yourself in a very skillful way so that you can see more productivity. Yeah. It's like you know where things are. Okay. There's been some changes for yourself. There's a lot of messages that I gave you here. I'm gonna end it here, Sag. I love you guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, Providence Tarot. I'm also NYC Kendrick, Kendrick NYC, and the Tongue Pop. Like, share, and subscribe. Like I said, you can donate to the channel, please. If you love me, you would donate to the channel. People have donated. Thank you so much for all of your donations. I'll leave that information in the description box. And let me just pull one more bonus card for you guys from the Lenormand, because I feel like, oh, I love you guys. It's so hot in here right now. But I was drinking tea, and I smoked a little bit of mugwort and burned some. And that mugwort gets you like kind of like loosey goosey. Oh my goodness, it doesn't even want to come out. All right, so let's pull one card from the Lenormand, Mystical Lenormand for Sagittarius, and we'll see like how that fits with the reading. Or maybe it'll be a completely different message that they need to know. I'm just going to continue to shuffle. But yeah, you are experiencing some harsh lessons. Okay, and a card just fell out for you, and it's the snake. So you're trying to balance some things out that you feel like may have like come from some toxic energies or some toxic levels of things happening. This could be a female person that might have been a little bit misleading, or they might have triggered you in a way because of something that they did. This is a Scorpio card, like I said before. Y'all were talking about that Scorpio energy, right? It's Scorpio. Look at the details on the card. I wish you could see it. I thought that I had enough light, but I'm going to have to change that. But it is. And it's also a 7. So it's relating to someone's desires, wanting them. It's like someone was led by wanting to win, or wanting, they desired winning, or they wanted something. They wanted to possess something. So somebody might be being possessive, or somebody might have taken a possession, because this is talking about hidden things. It's also talking about a female enemy, right? So you guys might have a friend that might actually be a frenemy, or it could be somebody that you feel like that doesn't like you, or maybe this person is an enemy now because of this tower moment that happened, or because of the reason why something was stolen from someone. You got Scorpio in this reading. It's here. You know what I mean? It's talking about light and shadow. You see the good side of somebody, but you also see the bad side of them, right? And there's something that's being born out of this, right? Something different. There might be a new friendship that comes out of this, but not the person that did all of the lying and the cheating and the trickery and the foolishness, right? It might be someone else. Maybe the person that informed you of the trickery and the lies and the foolishness that they were doing. You know what I mean? You might become friends with this person. But yeah, this is definitely not an energy that I would like to see in my Lenormand reading if I had one. Unless I knew a Scorpio acting like a kid, okay? And Scorpio does rule children here too, right? And you have the pages as well, because those represent youthful energies, right? And this is kind of like somebody taking a risky action, right? And just doing it because they felt, compelled to do it, so they did. And then, now they're feeling the brunt. They're dealing with the consequences of that, right? Now they know, right? Maybe now you know. All right, Sagittarius, I'm going to let it be that. Happy Sagittarius full moon. It's coming up for you. So I feel like you're definitely going to discover some things. Some things are going to be revealed to you because this is a Scorpio card here, revealing things to you. And then the Judgment card is here, revealing some things to you as well. So is the Hanged Man, which is the energy that you're moving towards, which is saying that, that's going to be something moving towards you in the future. Let me just read what this card says, okay? Snake. This card indicates betrayal, falseness, lies, and detours. It can also stand for a girlfriend, sister, or lady friend. Okay? So you might need to watch out for her. Or it could be, just a guy who might be passive aggressive, right? Because that's that type of energy. It's like Scorpio is a feminine sign ruled by a masculine planet. So this is a female energy up in here that's trying to change something. You better be on the lookout, Sag. It could even be at work. Watch out for that. Or in a relationship. Okay? Somebody may have stolen something. You know. Alright. That's it. I'm gonna leave y'all at that. Bye, Sag. Love you guys. Follow me on Instagram. And definitely like, share, and subscribe the video. If you're in the room and you like the video, like it. Hit that thumbs up button.